Hi, happy Aries solar new moon eclipse. Oh, I'm taking a breath of fresh air. I really want to share with you. I want to welcome you, but I just also have to share what I'm feeling right now, which is this big message is probably necessary for this sign, not coding the unknown with fear. In fact, giving the unknown a chance to show you that things are working out. I feel like whatever zodiac sign, you already know who you are because you clicked on this video because of that. But whatever zodiac sign I am truly about to read for, I feel like you are about to see that the truth is the only thing that really exists, actually, and that no amount of illusions can be upheld forever. And in fact, they cause inextricable pain when they go against your divine truth specifically. And so I am breathing into that it's a crescendo that I don't expect, and that more than money, more than fucking resources, more than whatever, the things that I really feel would balance my situation right now is the truth being restored and people having to be in the honesty and in the integrity of what is really true for them at this time. And so I just wanted to share that I'm so excited that for whatever sign this really is going to be, that is your opening channel download from the dome. Again, my name is Virgo Saint North Node. I want to welcome you here to this space. You are on Tethered Studios channel, archive channel, the best studio in the world. They give me the best job in the world. They support me to do and be what I am in this capacity, and I'm just really grateful. Pretty much how this is going to work, as I said, this is an Aries new moon solar eclipse video. We started this series 6 months ago, and we let you have the archive for that back in October of 2024. This is a timeless message. I believe in archiving for those of our friends who are still in sort of unconscious cycles. I archive these things for you all so that you guys can know without a shadow of a doubt, whether you were paying attention to the eclipse or not happening on today, that you could still get and retrieve, that someone channeled the messages and archived them zodiac specific. So the reason I have these little papers in my hand is because I'm just going to draw randomly. They have no real spiritual significance other than I want to create a rapport of trust, especially if this is your first time ever tuning in with me. Excuse me. And if it is, again, like I said, I'm going to pick the sign here. Oh, the sign actually jumped out. Like I said, you want to be picked. I think that whatever sign this is has really wanted for the rebalancing, it would jump at the opportunity just to know that the truth is out. Cancer. Oh my God. Cancer. Maybe being set free by the truth. You really wanted to jump out. So the way that I'm going to set this up is I've got this Crystal Resonance Tarot deck, Oracle deck really, to give us an overview, Cancers, and then we're gonna use the wonderful vintage Aquarian tarot deck on my OG, my girl. So both of these decks are 30 years old. So anyways, 40 years old maybe. Anyways, so Cancer. Whoo, Cancer! I'm so excited for your energy. I think Cancer's finally getting to speak their truth. Oh my God. Well, bottom of the deck is your transformation. So that's what I was really getting the frequency of, is I think you have finally caught up and transformed in an alignment in a way that shows the truth of who you really are. And baby, Cancer, I tell my husband, who's a Cancer moon, this all the time. Cancer placements are main character. If you've been told anything else, you're stupid. Cancer, you've known this about your whole life. But when in our previous series, and a lot of times when I do Cancer zodiac breakdowns on this channel, a lot of your energy up in previous paradigms and in previous cycles was locked up into this role of nurturer, and feeling like your real inherent purpose and value on this planet was to nurture everyone around you, when in fact you are meant to come here, radically transform out of that box, out of that confinement to the ground, develop wings, and really lead us forward. So I think this is really exciting because Cancer off top is about to be given real opportunities to finally embody the leadership that they've been craving for so long in their life, truly for so long in their life. And I would be doing Cancer a disservice if I didn't drink some more water. So Cancer, hydrate with me because we're real human beings. Cancer, I don't know. You are in a beautiful energy. I feel like you weren't able to transform into the butterfly you were meant to be until your emotional truth was honored. Point blank, full stop, in its entirety. You knew your leadership was being held up by the way that those around you were not honoring the truth of where your emotions come from, because they can judge you for having them, but that doesn't matter. What is the source of why I feel the way I feel for Cancer? And that truth is raining down with this eclipse. Holy cow, Cancer. Holy cow, I'm so excited for you. Do a quick little shuffle. Let's get our first energy for our Cancers. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Your emotional truth is rooted in your spiritual truth. The first card out for Cancer is you're the fucking Hierophant. You are the blueprint. You were born to embody your spiritual truth. You were, oh my, I told you this was going to come out. Ace of Swords, if you know nothing about the tarot, this is your spiritual truth. I told you. During this new, I felt it. I was sitting here and I was like, I don't know, but it's like there is something about right now that's like your emotional truth needs to be honored for what it is, because it's rooted in truth. You were telling the truth of your spirit. Whatever cycle you're closing out, whatever journey you've just been undergone, it could have been decades of your life where it was like you were always gaslit about how you felt. So you decided to abandon your individuality and just become a nurturer, right? That's where Pisces, the age of Pisces, would have had Cancers placed, right? Where we have no awareness or we have no desire to be in our true, authentic, emotional truth. But Cancer, in order for you to lead, no leader can lead if they don't feel like their emotions are going to be validated. It takes a lot of strength to lead. But if you've never had any of your feelings be witnessed as true and respected as true for you, how can you step into something this high of a call? I knew that this couldn't happen. Everybody expected this of you, like, hurry up, be this, be that, get here, get there. But I don't think they know that inner soft tissue crab is like, no one knows my truth though. And so I'm literally getting that my Cancer placements, like they got somewhere and transformed in the last 6 months into their spiritual truth. And they've course corrected whatever they've been committing to make sure that it aligns with what the truth of who they are really is. Because I think Cancer, you're so, excuse me, synchronicity. You're so deeply governed by your emotional compass, you know? And I feel like people for so long don't even, it's like they think of you as a shell of what you are. Like there isn't all of this deeply intuitive feeling. Like your read on things comes from your divine intuition. It's like not even just like I feel super emotional or super moody. It's like your own divine, your pulse for the divine, your pulse for divinity, your pulse for what's sacred and what's not. And so I just feel like in the past, like it's a shame because our cardinal water sign has just been completely in this experience of like actually really not getting a lot of emotional validation, right? Because I think when people look at Cancers, they think like, oh, you're the moody water sign. Oh, you're the little whatever. And I think there was a lot of things that were having you not stand up or show up in your true, authentic, higher call. I'm getting, especially if you were giving sort of like lower Cancerian, lower vibrational Cancerian energy. And I think because you were even building your craft, building your discipline, building your relationships, building your commitments, and building your self-trust around just nurturing other people, because I think there was a deep abandonment wound, right? There was a deep, like Cancers, you are supposed to be locked in with the divine. You're supposed to be locked in with your highest power. You're supposed to be sitting here really leading us because emotions are supposed to come from, oh my God, a huge frequency in my left ear. Huge frequency in my left ear, Spirit. This is a message from Spirit. You receive and dwell in the waters of God, right? That give us life. And so I think, to be honest with you, I know, I feel like you were the keeper of the truth. Uh-oh. I think they're going to hate to hear that, because I think they've been so side kicking you. They've been so like sidebarring you. Like you're a side quest. You're not a main event. You're the side quest. 10-10 I've seen. And I think that that cycle is wrapping up, because in fact, if you were putting a Cancer as like they're not that important. They've been gunning for this leadership energy, because I think, you know, your emotions tell the truth. So people have been invalidating them. When you're like, baby, I don't know what you're invalidating. I don't know what you're invalidating. I'm telling the truth. This is the truth. This is the spiritual law. Like my pulse on the vibe here is law. It's Bible. You know what I mean? That's what Cancer is really giving. You know, and if you were in a situation, or you're closing a cycle where you really gaslit your own intuition, or you did not, you've been, because I think it's really powerful. I think the thing that can be scary about a Hierophant is how powerful it is, how like, oh, like it scares you. Some of your own psychic gifts and abilities, some of your own premonitions, some of your own just intuitive abilities. Like I think they can scare you because they are so official as a whistle. And when people, so like, it's like, you feel how strong your shit governs. Like when you feel something, like it happens, or when you feel a connection to someone, like they show up or whatever, right? And sometimes you can get freaked out, like, oh my God, because I don't know if I've had time to emotionally mature, especially if I had wounding, but like, are my emotions speaking for me before I even come in the room? Because I feel like there's just always this intensity. My best friend in the world, who passed, what, I guess like 9 years ago at this point, she was born on 7/11, just a phenomenal Cancerian representative, and truly, like I said, just a sister to me. And, you know, she always really would express this feeling of like what the intensity of her emotions would drive her body to do, you know, and as she always really struggled sometimes with interpersonal relationships, because I think there was just this brooding nature to what she would feel. And I feel like sometimes people were just like, especially in an era of, you know, the age of Pisces, where like it was just so shallow, and so it could be so like surface level, and we're just trying to get somewhere, we're trying to get from here to there, and we're trying to mobilize and things like that, that I don't think there was a lot of room for what Cancer really gives, which is this very deep, immediate, it's like immediate intensity. You know, a cardinal water sign is like slap to the face. It's like when you get shot out of a water slide or something, you know what I mean? And it's like such a burst of energy, and you know, you have such a pulse, like I said, like, you know, when you don't like someone right away, right? And I think if you were putting yourself through a cycle, Cancer, where it was like you were dishonoring your feelings, like you're really super being brought back to the awareness that like the reason I feel like I don't have to live that way anymore, like where I feel really intense types of emotions towards certain people, places, or things, but because of the way that maybe people just like they don't even honor me, like they think that I'm just some nurturer, that I'm like a background character, it almost invalidates. It's like hard to think that I should trust these really deep gut feelings that I have, when it almost always seems like, you know, most of the people around me don't even take me seriously, you know, they don't even really think I'm legit, you know. And so what does that make for a Cancer who's trying to connect and like define what some certain things mean? Why certain, because that's how God's going to talk to a Cancer, in the gut. You know what I mean? That's your brain, and you know that, and you don't feel embarrassed by that naturally. But I think just the old paradigm falling and collapsing is really going to set you free to look a little bit more like again, because I think, you know, especially during the patriarchy, especially in times where like, you know, masculinity was doing both roles and we had no desire for femininity whatsoever, I think that, you know, you always hear this is like the emotional person is not fit to lead. And I think that once we rebalance that, there is no preference to feminine or masculine. There is no preference. They are literally halves of the whole. So they both lead in different ways. They both, if you have a feminine leadership, it's going to be a very attractive sort of bringing in conceptual void space, like sort of magnetized energy. And if you have a masculine energy, it's a forthright production producer type of situation. And so I just feel like, you know, to be able to actually be seen as a leader, to be able to be the Hierophant, would only come during the age of the Aquarian, where like we've equalized these things, and everyone is the whole prerogative of the age of the Aquarian is that everyone gets to lead with their authenticity. And so I think that we're no longer going to hear things like, oh no, we can't have a woman for president. Girl, she's gonna be, soon as she gets her period, we're going back to Vietnam. You know, it's gonna be some crazy shit like that, like as if like having emotions makes you unstable. And I just feel like there's this very big stabilization where people are actually, you're gonna be surprised under this eclipse that people are like, dude, you were right. you were right about something. You were super right. Your gut feeling alone, like I'm getting that there were things that Cancer's gut feelings alone called. And they called it. They knew. Whether that's like, dude, I know that person's fucking sus. I don't even know. I just got a bad vibe. Or, you know, I don't know what you're talking. I don't want to hear what excuse you're saying, but like, that sounds fishy. Or like, don't invest in that. That doesn't, like, it doesn't feel right. Or, you know, maybe you had like, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of guilt and shame too. Because maybe in the past, you just really weren't supported. Like maybe you felt like God talking to you in your gut. Like, don't go back to that friend group. Don't move back to your hometown. Or like, you keep going forward. Don't look back. Right. So if you got some sort of guidance in the past where I feel like you just really were like negatively reinforced for doing so. And it actually, like, you're about to have your moment where you realize if I didn't follow, oh my God, I just got a positive reinforcement of like behind the scenes of magic being made. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're about to see that if you didn't follow that gut feeling, like, you're about to be crowned as the Hierophant for how you felt. And it's about to bring you back to the source, to that original decision that you made. That's like, oh shit. If I had no other proof other than how I felt to like go a certain direction, like there was a fork in the road for Cancer at one point in their past, where it was like, you can go here or here, and it's going to put you on a completely different path. And the thing that I'm really feeling for you is that, like, dude, it's like you were super gaslit when you made that. You had no support. You just had to finish out the cycle and trust. But it actually did work out. Like, you're realizing now that the way that it puts you on path to being like spiritually recognized means that like God talks to you through your feelings. Like, I'm spirit. Hold on. I need to write this down for you, Cancer. Dude, I'm getting like, you're gonna be like, wipe it like it's snotty for your baby girl. Like, I think you followed a feeling one time, and it literally could like have just been, maybe nobody even saw you do it. Maybe like but you knew it was like, I don't know. I feel like this gut feeling I have about something that's being presented to me is like asking me to like honor it. And you had there's no other incentive other than, I guess, satiating the feeling, right? At that moment. But one thing led to another, and it actually is guiding you to the Hierophant, something that is on your spiritual path. Because like literally you are getting proof that not only are your emotions, I'm having the deepest deja vu. I dreamed, oh my God, holy cow. Cancer, I have been here before. Cancer, this moment was supposed to happen. I had a frequency in my left ear for you. I have just now hit deja vu. Cancer, because I have two houses. My second and third house are in Cancer. Understand this. My feelings are everything. And my whole life, my entire life, I was told that like the feelings I have were like the worst thing about me. Like my sensitivity to like how I felt was just like, girl, get away. You're scaring the hoes. Like, we can't stand you. And I have a feeling that during this eclipse, something you felt, something you had a premonition about, something you just felt was like either right, wrong, happy, sad, whatever. Your feelings about something were completely dead on the money. And it proved your psychic. It literally proves what you are. It literally proves what you are. And it's literally kind of scaring me, because there's like so many things that are speaking to me right now. And I think you're about to prove to people that like, yes, not only are we needing to make room for leaders, feeling leaders, like there's thought leaders, but Cancers are feeling leaders. What they feel is going to lead us all to just so much. Because when we leave from that age of Pisces that just wants to gaslight and numb our feelings, age of the Aquarians, like, let live what needs to let live. Whatever you feel, who gives a fuck? That's what you feel, right? So it's a very different place where there's not that weight, right? Where there's not that fucking boil the crab alive and fuck them. Like, you know what I mean? There's not this discard for you. But this is, holy cow. Because you're realizing, like I said, your feelings are Bible. Like, what you say about how you feel goes now in this new paradigm. This is fucking crazy. Holy shit, dude. You're about to ride around with some clout because the shit you said was true. Oh my God. And Cancer, it's because in terms of feeling you're in union. Like, yes, there's cancers and how you had to survive in the old dying paradigm, which maybe you had to cap and lie like, oh, or, you know, like for your brand or for your image in the external world or in work or partnerships, you had to pretend like, oh, yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not, maybe you had to give them the tough guy, you know, you had to give them the shell, you know what I mean? But cancers have always been in union. They've always known the truth. They've literally always known the truth. So whatever the eclipse took away from you or cleared out of the way, what it's leaving is the core belief of your truth. Because I'm getting for the low vibration, like you could have completely also gaslit yourself, like, right? Because you're probably trying to survive. Oh my God, excuse me. I'm like literally like, not at all day today, but like I'm getting like you're it's going to make you so emotional. But I feel like for my lower vibrational Cancer energies that have been feeling sort of out of sync with themselves, it could have been that you just closed out a cycle where how it ended could have been like, what the fuck? What was that? I need Jesus. Like, what was that, right? But what it leaves in its aftermath is what your core feeling was. Like maybe when you first dated this person that you let persuade you and take you down a path, or before you took this job that you knew you was like, you know, I don't know, this is gonna end well for me. It may have literally resulted in exactly, it's like it ended exactly how you initially felt, right? Ooh, this is huge. Cause I also have so many cancers that I love, right? But I think that cancers do this a lot. They find themselves in this situation a lot because, again, you were playing a role. You were playing the nurturer, which is an inner child wound. A lot of these Cancerian placements have this mother wounding. So you'll, like, for example, because I'm giving you an example. There's someone really close to me who, you know, they met the partner that they ended up like being with for a very long time, right? But when they first met their partner, they were like, they like didn't like them. Actually, they were not like a big fan of this person, and that was their genuine gut first impression. It's like, dude, they were kind of like, I don't know, it's like kind of weird, I don't know, they were like off, right? And then Cancer's the type of person that like ends up like becoming their baby mama. Like it's that type of thing where like Cancer, we're like, that cycle is over because all that cycle took that person on in the end when it all was said and done was like. And that's probably why I should have just trusted that, like, when I first felt this energy, it did, I was honest about how I felt. Because you'll find Cancers, they do this, bro. They'll be like, yeah, I'm not really fucking with that. They'll tell the truth. Like, they'll tell you how they really feel. And then it's like, then they somehow get wrinkled up because they think they need to nurture that. Like, I think a lot of you Cancers were thinking with some of these previous partnerships or some of these old cycles is like, if you didn't like something or you didn't feel good about something, you thought it was your job to change how you felt, like to engage them and like find a way to like make yourself like it. Because I think you were internalizing as something is wrong with you. And if you remember one of the last messages from 6 months ago that I left you with is like, you've never been broken, Cancer. Oil and water literally don't mix. But I think like, say Cancer is water, you were going up to oil and trying your best, like literally years and years, thinking it's your job to try to make yourself like them more or feel better about them. And it never changed. Like you literally just got spit out time after time after time. First of all, it also, I'm getting it really promoted this failure paradigm, and no person who's going to be called or genuinely choose to step into leadership can actually feel like a fucking failure. But I genuinely think, Cancers, that like, because that's what you were doing, it's like I said, it's a mother wound. And so it's like if the mother ring wound, right? So if you were literally like thinking that like, oh, if I feel bad about something, especially if you were parentified in your childhood, then you thought like, well, if I don't like something, then it's a me problem. So I need to fix myself to make sure I like this thing. And it can get you caught up because it can also make you have like really abhorrently disturbingly low self-esteem. Like it can make you fucking shit your self-esteem all the way down to the fucking doo-doo caca, because people, the mothering influence that maybe you had growing up in your childhood would always ask you to do the acquiescing, right? Like if a kid in the room was acting out, like you need to fix yourself to attune to it. It's always a you problem. It was always that there was something wrong with you. And so like, or like if you told, like if, you know, it could have even been as simple as like your parents cook a food and for the first time you try it and you don't like it, and having a parent that's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like we eat this, you don't do that, you know, like there's something wrong with you for not liking what we eat, right? Or it could be as simple as that. And always having that reinforcement psychologically for my Cancer placements, I am standing with you in this. Always being told that like if you have a negative feeling that you need to fix yourself, rather than a negative feeling just being an indicator that you should not engage this thing. Because I'm getting that Cancers are coming out of a cycle where they spent years of their time trying to engage things they didn't like because they were never allowed to not like things. They were never allowed to say that something makes them feel bad. They were always taught to become the nurturer that fixes toxicity or fixes things that make them feel bad. Instead of just saying, if I don't like something or I don't want something, I don't want to take something, that's my sign that I'm meant to be somewhere else. I'm meant to not be here. Engaging, this is not aligned for me. You get what I'm saying? Because I think that Cancer, I mean, we needed to pray for our Cancers because you are a cardinal gut feeling. If our gut feeling is fucking decimated to no self-belief, no self-esteem, it's the reason why, like, right now, a lot of people feel like, you know, what's up with the collective? You can't go out anymore. Like, there's no, like, dating sucks nowadays, right? The apps suck, you know, the online, the social networks suck, you know, going to the club sucks, all this stuff sucks. But why does it suck? Because nobody feels confident anymore. Our Cancer sector, all of our Cancerian houses, no matter how it shows up in your natal energy, we've all been so deeply wounded because the mother has been disempowered. In the patriarchy, the mother is going to be fucking told to shut up and don't keep a job and don't fucking follow your own individual path. So you're just a mother. So if mother was told just to nurture the kids and you're her kid, then when you think Cancer, specifically because you're Cancer, about yourself, you're not thinking of yourself as an individual. You think of yourself as someone who balances other people out and like forces themselves to spin, like, I'm talking cycle after cycle after cycle, just making yourself commit to things that, like, if you really had the age of the Aquarian freedom that we're all getting, you would have never done that. And you probably would have never done it if you didn't have a mother that parentified you because she was like deeply abused by the patriarchy and the oppressive systems that be, by not being able to be the conceptualizer in her own home. And so now that you recognize that that is like what the problem was, that your mom always taught you, or your mothering figure, your guardian always taught you, whoever was nurturing you as a child always taught you to acquiesce or to be the person to like fix the problem, or like, you know, take it on yourself, and they taught you that that's somehow chivalrous, like, right? Or that if they taught you it's rude to like not like something, you know. I'm getting so many visuals of little baby Cancers everywhere who are like spitting out, like, you know, someone, you got your parents go out to dinner with their family friends and you like eat somebody's food and it's like gross and you spit it out because it's like, oh, it's disgusting. And you know what, you're actually just you're giving a pulse on like probably what most people think, like, oh, that lasagna was fucking disgusting. But because of, you know, that's not polite, like, hey, like, just this sort of politeness, this like beating it into you, this like, oh, I need to be frank, like, I think you're seeing it in the partnerships that you are facilitating at this time, because you don't have to, you're realizing like you don't have to make yourself like something. You really don't. Like, oh God. And I know we see this because I'm really holding space. Like, I feel like there were so many Cancers because like you could have even started this new cycle locking into something, and you just need to be prepared because age of the Aquarian is about to free you to be an individual leader, right? So if you just thought like, oh my God, I'm like level 10 Cancer, like I just locked in and I'm like engaged to someone, that again, you did that same thing. This, because Cancers get caught doing this all the time. They look for a Cancer placement, sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know somebody with Cancer energy in their chart. Ask me if they're really struggling with life or whatever. Look into their partnerships. But are they not the bitches right now that are like, I could like someone who's like ugly cute? Huh? What? No, baby, no. It's always a Cancer placement that's like, I don't know, but like he's not like, you know, like I kind of like ugly cute. And I think that like the problem with that is not like about the person's objective like appearance, but the problem is that like you don't like it, and you are thinking that it's a flex, or that it's better, that because you're being pursued by it, or because it's available, or because you literally just have low self-esteem, things that you actually find like literally distasteful, literally not actually attractive, you're like, oh, well, like, let me, you know, like, let me try to, I've done, like, when I think about like, oh God, I mean, this is so deep, Cancer. This is like probably my favorite reading ever. This is such a profound breakthrough. I didn't even know my own self, this is like avenging my best friend's like life and what she experienced, and it's just telling the truth of like what her existence was. I mean, this is so major because Cancer, in the highest vibration, no matter where you're at this time, what's happening on a macro level for Cancers everywhere is that you guys are being dubbed as the Hierophant, which means like your feelings are going to be validated and you're about to attract a lot of things. And I just feel bad that if like you're deeply committed to something that you're like, oh, it's like ugly cute, or, you know, like, oh, I like, no, I like my job. Like, no, you know, it's not like what I want to do at all. But like, you know, like I'm like working, you know, there's like you don't have to talk, like that's not what your goal is. Like you're specifically, that's going to be violent for any cardinal sign, which is what you are. Cardinal meaning you started off. So like you were just like, boom, you walk into a club, gut feeling that woman is beautiful. Not like, oh, you know, like the kind of, like she was like, okay, she was all right. You don't have to do that. Like if you feel like something doesn't actually really like check off like what you feel, if it doesn't really make you feel that great, or it's not really something that really derives that, then you don't need to be offering that sector to them. And I just feel like that's a huge thing, because I think this is like kind of like in all of us right now. Like we're all looking at this because I think it was a huge attack on the mother who was like forced to marry the partner or the man to build the family, because like back in the day, not even back in the day, like literally right now, like marriage was a slavery institution. Like it was about buying and selling and like economic cooperative or non-cooperative economics, like a lot of like non-consensual economics, I should say. So because like women were always forfeited in that when they were creating families, there's hundreds of kids that can relate to this, that like they received this mother wound that in some sense of the word, like to get some sort of economic gain or external gain, like you should be like going into partnerships that you don't really feel connected to just to get some outcome. And I think right now, like all of us getting news that Cancer is like proof that if I don't follow my feelings, I sacrifice my divine connection. It's the truth. It's the gospel truth. God talks to all of us through our feelings. And Cancer, you were born to remind us of that. You were. It's what makes you so prophetic. It's what makes you so fucking relatable. It's literally what makes you main character. But if you have a heavy Cancerian placement, it's like you are finding this in your own feelings. Like anything that you've made outside of yourself with your own fucking hands or your own mind, like you're realizing, like when I communicate my honest, authentic, and genuine feelings, like dude, God talks, literally. Holy shit. This is like the best fucking reading I have done yet. The best reading I've done yet, Cancer. This is the best reading I've ever done yet. Cancer, something is coming into you. Like I said, you discerned something. There's no proof. Spirit put something, hey, which one of these is your truth? And spiritual truth is a sword. But for Cancers, how do you gauge spiritual truth? Well, you said, does this fucking thing that Spirit is presenting to me feel like a third party, which I know all too well. Third party is the old paradigm, right? Cancers just fucking forcing themselves to fucking like some ugly cute, right? Versus, does it feel like, holy shit, like the difference between the woman who's married to a partner who is like the vision of the hottest person they've ever seen versus the person who's like, I hated my husband when I was a girl. He had to work on me because I was not feeling it. You know what I mean? You assessed, is it that fucking shit that I had to let work on me because I thought there's some value in like partnering with things I don't really like that much? Or is it like, I don't know where this goes, but I know off top, I'm like, holy shit, that feels good. It just feels good. You made a decision to grab the fourth cup, baby. And I think you're expecting, you're going to be, let's just say this. You're going to see how quickly you three can alchemize. You, Spirit, and this person can alchemize. This is crazy. This is crazy. Because, okay, and like I said, this can go a lot of ways because Cancer, this is what happened to you. If your focus stayed on the third party, you missed this. You did. And now nothing's coming to your port. Literally nothing but heartbreak. You're going to realize like, oh shit, damn, nothing's coming. If you happen to reach up for the cup, you are expecting that you have mastered this, that you put this person, place, or thing that you're seeing as being offered to you, the emotional, intuitive gift from God. You are expecting that it shouldn't hurt how you feel, right? Like you are aware, like, no, I put this person to the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. It doesn't hurt how I feel. Like this person being true for me shouldn't also like negate my feelings, right? It should be copacetic. You get what I'm saying? So they should be able to hurt me and it not hurt my feelings. Like they should be reflecting me. It should be true for me. So again, Cancer, this can go either way because I do see in the ether that there's a lot of Cancers at this time that like did Mother wounds are rampant right now. So I think there might be a lot of cancers going on the tilt-a-whirl, but I'm putting this message out now so that you know March 29, 2025, you were free to run towards the highest timeline now, which is the one that you didn't see coming. And why would you? You were fucking abused by your mother, right? Why would you fucking know that you were set up to be the Hierophant for God to speak through your feelings? Many cancers don't know that right now, and didn't have the resources to fucking know that about themselves. And that's why I made this fucking studio, so that you can fucking feel that shit in your fucking chest, so that you can fucking know that somebody was looking out for your consciousness. Because most of the women that raised you, they gave their life for you, and it's true, but many of them are just as sick and toxic because the shit that the fucking oppression, the boot on their neck, is also like never gave them any sovereignty. So like, it's so nuanced right now with this wound. So even if you are about to go on a cycle where I hope this video gives you the freedom to start making the preparations to disengage and dismantle the heartache you're going to feel. Because I can tell you right now, if it doesn't really feel that good, it's not going to get better. Like if you didn't actually think the person that you're now in this long-term relationship with was actually that attractive when you met them, but you were like, yeah, but I'm insecure, so I just need something, because it's a reflection of what you think about yourself. Like if you let yourself go for people that you don't even really find that attractive, right? Like I'm just keep going back to relationships, right? Because it's kind of like what your moms probably did. A lot of our moms, bro, they didn't really want to be with our daddies. Let's be real. Let's be real. It wasn't like it was giving love of their life. I mean, there are plenty that do, but it's a lot more that don't, right? Because we were so asleep. We weren't using fucking condoms. We didn't know shit about sexual education. A lot of people were fucking crazy in the rapey frequencies. It was crazy, right? So a lot of our moms don't really have a true love story. So what do you think is going to happen to the fucking kids? They're going to have this wound where they have low self-esteem, because the composite of mom and dad coming together is that it's not a divine union, meaning it wasn't orchestrated by God, but yet here they are creating children. So again, we could talk about it, but if you've come together and you guys aren't even true soulmates, like your child is now going to inherit an insecurity because they know the two parts of them are not in love with each other. They're having to work together and collaborate now, but they don't have love, meaning they can't alchemize together. So again, there's a lot of people that are living out, because the truth is going for someone that you're not attracted to is a reflection of how you don't find yourself attractive. What else? Here's what I'll have to say about body modifications. Align with your spirit, that's a sacred path. But again, not finding yourself attractive in the age of the Aquarius makes no fucking sense. You can't be anything else. Genuinely, like you can we're not talking about appearance. Not seeing your energy as genuinely being something that could attract someone else is a wound. You were given your whole, so that if you exist, your reflection of you exists on this planet. That's how it works. And so again, if you don't think of yourself as someone that people would like, that's a disease, that's a sickness, that's a wounding. Because it doesn't mean you have to be like European beauty standard. No, it doesn't mean you don't look like what you look like. But attraction has very little to do with the third dimension. It has to do with the contents of your spirit, primarily in connection and how it alchemizes with your flesh suit. That's what actually makes desirability. And so for a lot of our Cancerians, when you used to go for people that you really didn't even fucking find attractive, it's a reflection of how you really haven't gotten to go on that journey. Because again, your mother makes your self-esteem. So you really haven't gotten to go on that journey where you think you're shit. You think where you don't even think you're anything. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of like really fucking successful cancers too. Hierophant cancers that are fucking billionaires, cancers that have like fucking hell of a lot of shit. There's also cancers that have like nothing, because it's like non-discriminate. Like this wound is crazy, because like I feel like all cancers nationwide, worldwide, are like, damn, you're right, girl, because this wound is not discriminate. It like hurts your heart, because you don't like imagine. It's gonna be even worse if you do have like a lot of shit third dimensionally, because like imagine having it all and actually not thinking you're shit. It's like this liberation of the divine feminine at this time is Lilith in Scorpio right now since March 27th. I mean, these things are major in terms of healing. Major. Because like I said, in the recent past, our high vibing cancers who have realized that God talks to me through my feelings. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not even suggesting it, because most of the cancers that are in union right now and actually have like healthy divine partnerships, it has to do because like you exuded some exorbitant, ridiculous, it would mean you're a really strong soul, because it's really hard to overcome a mother wound without any support and like systemic resources, really. So if you have been able to go like get yourself something that really reflects your internal beauty at this time, like I said, in the recent past it was available. Cancer, shit, dude, like you started this Aries season like bring on the bag, bring on the money. You know, my bitch is shaking ass with their hands out. That's what it's giving. Like, it's like, Cancer, it's crazy. So thank any Cancerian energy that has because they paved the way for us all. They paved the way for us all by honoring and feeling beautiful, even when it was like, this is going to be hard because I have no concept of this, but I've got to start working from the truth that I am attractive. That's a feminine wound. Everyone is attractive. Everyone's divine feminine. I'm not talking about pretty. I'm not talking about sexy. I'm not talking about fuckable. No, I'm talking about everyone has a magnetic energy. And so if you don't think you can magnetize a partner to yourself for real, so that's why you abuse your masculine energy to go pursue something you don't even want. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. This is the best reading. Of course we saved the best for like 9th. So crazy, Cancer. I love you guys. Let's look at your crowning energy. I told you, I know why this energy is fucking pierced to fucking frequency. I had a huge deep deja vu. Dude, your whole energy. The Chariot is Cancer. The major arcana for Chariot, or the fucking major arcana for Cancer is the Chariot. Meaning you're finally, this transformation that's happening, the severing, the realization that like, oh wait, I'm fine. Like something is coming into you under this eclipse that like actually honors how you fucking feel. It actually says that like you were right about something. You followed a premonition, a feeling in your gut. You followed it and it brought you down this, it took you into a fucking Alice in Wonderland portal, but it actually transformed everything. It changed fucking everything. And so now you have proof, y'all, God talks through our feelings and I'm the primordial feeling. Holy cow. So now Cancer's about to beeline and cut off everything else. Anything that you built that did not honor your original feeling, now that you have proof that your feelings are not only right, they're correct for you, they're like divine wisdom. Shit, dude, this is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. Why did you kill off your old form? Because, baby, we all want to attract in this. This is an attractive partner. This is someone who's in their power. This is someone who can rebrand. Like I said, there's no more Cancers feeling ugly for real. Ugly where? You're not ugly. You're not ugly. Cancer, you were never fucking ugly. You've never been ugly in your life. Literally never in your life. And so the rebirth of this energy is insane. Like the rebirth of this experience is insane. Like the death of your old form is insane because Cancer's coming out like, I'm actually fucking beautiful. I'm actually so attractive. I'm actually so magnetic. And when I'm not gaslighting and cutting off my feeling space anymore, that's the key. Your high self-esteem was hidden in your emotions that you were told to suppress and you were told were wrong. They weren't wrong. And if you had to fall on your face and fucking commit to things deeply that really hurt you or just never felt good or never like fucking did anything for your fucking kundalini, that's over. Because if you finally had that fucking moment, it was a feeling it was a pain you felt so deep in your heart, you'll never lie to yourself again. Exactly. If any Cancer was lying to themselves about how something made them feel because they felt like they had to because of that fucking parentified wound, you are now standing as a King of Swords. You'll never do that again. There's no point. I'm not for you. I'm not for you. If I don't even find you attractive, I'm not for you, babes. Like, it doesn't matter how much you want to lay it on thick. I'm not for you. You get what I'm saying? Oh my God. And you are finally free to cut this off. 5 of Swords. Cut your losses. Because it's going to be a loss. Like, if you don't really like this, this person isn't really attractive to you, their energy isn't magnetized to you, right? If it's not magnetized to you, then it's like it will never end in a husband, a wife, a fucking long-term partnership, or not a bit. It's not gonna magnetize into what you want. It can't become that. You know, all you'd just be doing is like sacrificing your time and energy, but it's never gonna become what it is. So because of this success you're being recognized for, because the external world is finally validating that you created something beautiful from your feelings. You created a beautiful emotional world, and only someone who's hella fucking successful could create such a beautiful emotional alchemical magic world like you've done, Cancer. And so finally now though, like there's also no more Cancer like being super successful and like giving to the planet. Like there's got to be Cancers who also like give to themselves though. Like you deserve that partner that makes you fucking see how beautiful, the beauty in yourself, not the fucking ugly cute. And I think you feared this. Because I think you feared, like, I think because it's not even a Cancer thing. I think Cancer knew God's talking to them. Like, God's fucking like, bitch, you lying on your spirit. You lying on your spirit. You keep hanging with these bitches and you lying on your spirit. They don't fill you up spiritually. They never did. When you met them, you said it. You probably verbalized it. You probably said, like, yeah, but then why do all your brothers and your sisters, why does your gang always become people you were lukewarm about when you first met them? You know what I mean? Like, there's no more of that. And I think, like, you were so worried that you were, like I think you were literally, like, going into poverty. Like, you were, like, losing abundance rapidly. Because it's like, how many times can Spirit warn you? How many times can Spirit be like, babe, this is, like, not good for your spirit. It's not going to get any better. You're spinning all of your wheel for, oh, my God. And I'm telling you how hard and how much God strength, how much you literally need God on your side to strengthen you, because Cancer, baby, nobody's ending like you. Ace of fucking Pentacles. You are recognizing now that your fucking feelings were true. And now that you know your feelings are true, the mother wound is gone, because finally you're being this is a third dimensional validation that's like, no, you're right on the money. You're right on the pulse. You're actually very correct. And because you have that validation now, because people think of you as a Hierophant, because they think of you as, like, telling the spiritual truth that I don't even think people can find anywhere else other than from you, Cancer. You don't feel, you've overcome, you've become a stronger person, and you accept this offer from God with love, that you know that this new ace that's coming from somebody attractive, that you actually feel something for, good feelings too, not just the shitty ones, like strong, attractive, beautiful, loving, exciting, euphoric, orgasmic feelings from things that incite all that Kundalini energy in you. To get a pentacle from something like that is like, that's all the validation I fucking needed. That is all the validation. That's all I asked for, Spirit. Because like I said, I started this and I don't think Cancer needed much. I think they just needed the truth about themselves to, like, be validated. I started this. This has been my favorite. Cancer, I fucking love. I'm realizing how much Cancer energy is, like, so. For me, like, it's so, like, I just love the girls down. Love y'all down, for real. Like, wow, like, this just absolutely made my entire eclipse. I've glory be to the Most High. Like, my prayer for you, Cancers, is that if this message really needed to find you, I pray that it finds you, because this is non-discriminate. It doesn't matter whether you've knew this information and you're getting the fruit, the Ace of Pentacles now, or now that I'm telling you this is, like, what's happening on astral, like, you're beelining it to, like, fucking, because I think you already know who's been offering you this. But I think this maternal wounding was keeping you from thinking you deserve something that hot off the press, something that was actually attractive to you. I think Cancer's like, no, I gotta go for the bums, because I'm a bum. But then you realize, like, no, they're your reflection. They're actually your mirror. They're reflecting you. And I just think Cancer had to go on a journey to see how they were reflecting them. And yeah, it brought you out of body. These people fucking transformed you. As soon as that Chariot, because this is the Chariot that's bringing you this. I think Cancer's had an offer that made them be like, what? No, like, I'm not good enough for that. And it's like, actually you were, and I'm just here to transform you. The best partners in life, let me tell you, the best partners in life transform you to the boots down. They transform you to crazy heights, to just the most insane possibilities. And I don't want you to ever feel scared of intensity again. I don't want you to ever feel scared of your feelings again, Cancer. You are fucking rock stars. This is fucking amazing. Congratulations, because I think you went on the transformation journey, that this is a real divine partner that came to you and did this. This is a real divine mirror that did this for you. And it made you sexy. It made you fucking become who you were really meant to be. Always attractive, always beautiful, always fucking in tune with their emotions. And now you're like, baby, I need to go and take that pentacle they were offering me. Because they were like, take your time. But whenever you see me as your fucking equal, this is here for you. I'll be waiting at the gate. Happy Aries new moon. Happy eclipse. Ugh, I don't even want to fucking turn this video off. Your fucking vibes. I love you, Cancer. I love you. I love you. I love you for what you've done in my life. Seriously. Your energy is so needed. Don't ever, and for any Cancers, like, do not ever give up. Don't ever stop being who you are. I wish my best friend Mercy was here. I wish she got more out of that incarnation. I really do. She deserves so much more, but please don't ever give up on your beautiful, one-of-a-kind, fucking pulse-giving, life-giving energy. I don't care how you are everybody's mother, okay? You are mother. You are mothering these girls. You are feeding us from your own breast. So just never forget that, Cancer. I love you down. Happy Aries eclipse.